On January 14, 2011, weeks-long street protests and civil disobedience led to regime change in Tunisia. The uprising was triggered by self-immolation of Mohamed Bouazizi in protest at the economic hardships that the 26-year-old man and his family had endured for years. Bouazizi was just one of thousands of young Tunisians who were boiling with anger over years-long economic woes, unemployment, and widespread corruption. 7 years on, the North African country is again rocked by demonstrations over the government's austerity measures, which have resulted in price hikes. Hundreds of protesters have been arrested and scores of police wounded in clashes that broke out in several parts of the country. And the death of a 45-year-old man, whom police have insisted they did not kill, has fanned the flames of unrest. To overcome its economic problems, the Tunisian government enlisted the help of the International Monetary Fund in late 2017. In return for a loan worth about $2.8 billion, the government agreed to implement economic reforms in Tunisia. With the start of 2018, it unveiled a tough new budget, which included higher taxes and the introduction of social contributions.
Now, the problem is when IMF puts down its conditions, some of those conditions are so severe and they hurt the country so much. And that is what Tunisia is finding itself in that position right now, is that because of the IMF conditions and the austerity measures that they're strictly taking on the country, the little people are suffering beyond belief. And when that happens, the people are going to rise up.
Some activist groups, labor unions, and politicians are demanding that the 2018 budget be withdrawn. The Ennahda party, which is part of the ruling coalition, has called on the government to raise the minimum wage and to provide financial aid to help poor families.
So the only two options is that if the Arab countries step up and say, hey, you know what, we can bail you out, that would actually completely fix Tunisia's woes right now. But I don't think they're in the mood to do that. Just like Abu Dhabi bailed Dubai out when Dubai was in an economic crunch, Tunisia needs a savior like that.
Meanwhile, European countries are closely monitoring the developments in Tunisia, where economic hardship has prompted many to travel to Italy over the past several years. And the number of boats smuggling people from Tunisia to Italy has been witnessing a surge amid a crackdown by the Libyan authorities. In response to the demonstrations, Prime Minister Youssef Chahed has appealed for calm, promising that the economy will improve.
We'd like to send a message to these people who protest peacefully. No matter what the government undertakes, its top priority, even during tough decisions, is improving the economic and social conditions of the people and return to them trust in their country, Tunisia, and their institutions. To give them the hope that Tunisia is improving and to have open dialogue with them regarding their demands.
However, the Prime Minister warned that recent rallies descended into, quote, acts of vandalism, looting, and violence against citizens.
The Tunisians are actually saying that their demands include primarily scrapping the 2018 financial law and reducing the prices of essential goods because people are suffering. And they want a reversal of the privatization of state entities. Social security, health coverage, unemployment provision, housing, that kind of stuff. Now, when you're asking for that kind of stuff and you are in austerity measures, it really doesn't work. And so the Tunisians are so angry right now, and they're saying that if they don't answer our demands, if the government doesn't answer our demands, then we're going to scrape the parliament.
His comments could pave the way for further clampdown on protests over economic issues, which 9 governments since the 2011 revolution have not been able to address.